web visitor quality makes a difference. Hello, it's John. It's a Marketing for Owners podcast with me, John Bart. And it's episode 399. Guess what happens tomorrow? Yeah, you guessed it, episode 400. How cool is that? So, web quality visitors, or web visitor quality, I wish I could get that straight. They're not all the same. There are different ones. So most people I speak to think they want more people to visit their website. More web visitors equals more money to most people. It's not strictly the case. If you had more people come in your shop, will they all buy? No, not necessarily. Some are browsing, some are there with friends, some are looking for other people, some were looking for something you don't have. And it's the same with a website. So there's pretty much, various different types of people that you can get in. And let's quickly cover them. There are people who come in via a recommendation. There are people who come in via the search engine, Google, Bing, which is a Microsoft thing, etc. There are random visitors, people who have seen a link or seen it mentioned somewhere else or heard the name or were just searching for something and came up with your name. And there are people who come via social media, things like that. In fact, of all those, personally, I would recommend that you look for the ones from recommendations, as I would recommend. So let me explain. When people are recommended by someone else, that gives you a sort of an authority. It's like an extra gravitas. Gives you a bit of expertise. Oh, I recommend you go look at that. It's third party, it's independent, and generally people take recommendations from people they either know or respect. And that makes it a lot different than you saying, come to my website. Now, of course, when it comes from a search engine, if someone Googles something and it comes up with your result, Google is sort of telling them to go there, but they are going to be more affected by their first impression. So when they get to your website, if your website doesn't instantly tell them what they were looking for, or doesn't instantly give them the impression that it has that information, they'll be off because they've got no reason to be there. They don't know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you. And although Google sent them to you, it's just a click. It was just there. They just click the top one, the next one, the next one. It's easy to go back to Google and check out the next one. So it can be good, but only if your page tells them exactly what they were looking for. So that first sentence, that first paragraph, the lead of your page must get in their brain, and it must have the kind of wording that is already in their brain for them to feel like you know them and I can give them that information. Now, a lot of occasions you will be bang on perfect, but quite often, no. Quite often you'll come up for random searches and things that don't really matter to them. And so they look at it and go, no, wrong thing. So they're okay, but not quite as good as the other one. Now, random, just people randomly looking for stuff, just other stuff who see your name and it appeals to them, they have a quick look. They are likely to be the worst. You can get as many of those as you like. I mean, you can go to an exhibition and give everyone £10 for visiting your website. It doesn't mean they want what you're going to do. They'll just take the £10 and have a look and go, what's the chance of anyone actually wanting anything? So, not so good. Social media. Again, social media is full of, I would recommend that you use social media and you make sure you get a good community of solid followers, people that actually like you. And I don't mean high numbers, just a good community of people who want to be your followers. And ask them to recommend your posts, your products, your services. But it doesn't mean that the people they recommend them to or the people that you tell are interested. They may have a look. because they've got nothing better to do. People are addicted to social media. It's not really being used by the reader as a tool. They're just addicted. It's just there. It's on a phone. We got on fine in life before it was invented, before we had smartphones. Now, we can't even watch TV without playing on the thing. You can't have parents going to a kid's performance of a play or on a kid's school trip without digging out the phone while they're standing there, thinking they're multitasking. It's an addiction. So people will just click stuff that looks appealing. Doesn't mean they're interested. So remember that. So you need to aim for people who will recommend you. You need to talk to others. You need partnerships. You need people, when they recommend you to others, they need to be recommending to people who may be interested. Okay, so stress that. Now, quite often people will do it automatically, but quite often they need telling or asking, and I mean it. Have you ever had someone who's given a service and said, "Can you recommend me to someone? Can you give me another name?" Yeah, quite often they'll even give you some kind of referral bonus, but they do. And that works. The reason they do is because it works. So ask people. And that is one of the best types of web traffic. The other type, of course, you're going to get people who already know your website name, who are going to look you up, but they already know what you do. They're okay. You can trust they're all right. This is for new visitors that haven't met you before or haven't quite got to that trust level. So just put an effort into finding partners. Think who you can work with. Think who you can help them, they will help you. Right? It's always quid pro quo. Remember, it's not about you. People don't do stuff for you. People do it for them. So find ways of helping others and make them feel obliged to help you back, because that's the way it is. It's reciprocal. Aim for recommendations. The rest will come, but the value of the traffic, the visitors from that, is 10 times the value of anyone else. You can also do this via guest posting. If you can guest post on other sites, other related sites, again, that's like a recommendation from that website to say, oh, go visit this person. They don't just have anyone on. And if they have a trustworthy, an audience that trusts them, then that's akin to them saying, go visit these guys. Other ones are get yourself interviewed. Get interviewed. Come on a podcast. Contact me. If you're Wednesdays, don't forget, we have our expert interview. So if you're a celebrity guest, you can get on mine. But there are plenty of podcasts that have people every single day and they struggle to find guests. If you've got something interesting to say, and yes, you have, get interviewed. Also look for joint ventures where, again, you can share profits. This is the way to go. So that's something to consider. All web traffic is not the same. You just want highest quality web traffic. Put your effort into that. Yes, it's harder than some of the others, but the benefits far outweigh the effort. Okay, it's a Thursday and time for a Drive Time podcast. Now, today I'm going to recommend Business Reimagined. This is by the great Danny Iny. Danny, I think, is going to be appearing on our on the expert interview series in the next month or so, maybe in August, I think. He's from Canada, a great guy. His last name's spelled I-M-Y. And his website used to be called Firepole Marketing. It's now called Miracy. But if you want to get all the links for this, go to I'm going to give you my fire company there, marketingforowners.com/podcast/399. You'll find all the other podcasts there as well. And the full notes, everything I said, any links I've mentioned, and a recap. So go there and you get the links to Danny. But he interviews people, he interviews them well. Danny is one of the top guest posters. If you want to read on how to do it, he has a thing called he was the Freddy Krueger of guest posting. He had a fantastic way to launch his business and he's very respected. He is an expert marketer. Small businesses love him. So Danny has real insights. Been there, done that guy, real insights. I recommend it wholeheartedly. So remember, look it up. Business Reimagined, the Danny Iny podcast. Find it on iTunes and all the other places. Okay, I should be back tomorrow, episode 400.